we've done presentations before, but not of this sort of magnitude. So it's an interesting experience, but I'm sure we'll all be excited and we'll all enjoy it.
And coming up with an idea is a bit of a kind of hit and miss. You either have something or you don't, and then it's up to you to work on it. But definitely pitching in front of the judges is very nerve-wracking, and you only have 2 minutes. You have to be exact with what you're saying.
I think the rehearsal was probably more stressful than the actual one, because you just sort of see all the judges, and in your imagination it's always a lot worse than it really is.
Abating carbon emission is one of the greatest questions which we have to deliver answers to. But it really starts here in urbanized areas like London, and that's why we want to have a footprint, and that's why we have this association with the London mayor and his team in order to run this successfully forward.
It's absolutely vital that commercial interests are represented in this, because after all it's commerce, business, industry that's actually generating a large proportion of the new technologies in terms of their application. And it's very important that students see, British students see, that it's not enough just to have the idea, you also have to know how it's going to be embedded and made to work at scale, and that's where Siemens can really bring value to this process.
SolarBox is a free service which offers the user a charging point in a refurbished kiosk. It is anticipated that users will charge for between 5 to 10 minutes.
Crowd Power Plant is a social enterprise. Our aim is to revolutionise the energy mix here in the UK.
The London Food Farm could be the first farm based on a river. Using sustainable technologies, we could create a farm where we grow fruit and vegetables in an urbanized area such as London.
The problem we're aiming to tackle today is lights being left on overnight in London, in office buildings.
The most difficult thing was definitely presenting to the judges. Coming up with the idea was a gradual process. Presenting it all in the space of 5 minutes was quite nerve-wracking.
After you'd done it all, you was all relaxed, and then all they started bringing out questions, and you was like,
So if you have solar panels on your house, you have a generation tariff and you also have an export tariff.
Well, me personally, I've been slightly confused because it says a peer-to-peer. You're not a peer-to-peer. You're not even crowdsourcing.
In terms of the quality of ideas we've seen today, there was some which I thought, quite frankly, they had not done enough work.
Do you worry at all that making this free to use will mean that people view the energy they're using as a kind of commodity that they don't need to worry about how much energy they're using?
That's an interesting concern, and we'll definitely think about that.
There were some that were conceptually brilliant but probably didn't have the detail, some that had the detail but were quite small in their scale of ambition, so it was a mixed bag. We were seduced by the things that had the potential to be transformational if they were successful.
I want to talk to you today about London's amazing waterways. About 100 miles of waterways throughout the capital that built 19th century London. And it's my belief that in the 21st century, this has the potential to become new green infrastructure that provides an equally valuable role to the city.
Every day, over 24 million journeys are made using public transport. So that got us thinking, what if we could harness this power of a crowd to create a new form of courier network? We called it social logistics, or SOLO.
I love this idea of everybody running around London, this lovely community thing about delivering each other's parcels. But have you spoken to insurers to ask whether or not this is actually insurable?
With the sort of questions coming through, asking especially about insurance and things like that, the judges understanding that we knew what we were talking about and that we'd researched the market beforehand, that helped a lot and sort of made it feel like it was going well.
I mean, some of these ideas are very, very ambitious, and I would love to see them happen. The question is whether or not they're likely to happen. And so we had a toss-up as to whether or not we would back something that is likely to happen now and have a big impact, or something that is more futuristic. We had 10 fantastic finalists, and we had a healthy argument amongst the judges, but we've come up with a great result.